Hey, I'm Keek, and today we're asking the question that every American soccer fan has been asking for decades. Why is the richest country on earth one of the worst at the world's most popular sport? The United States has more money than almost any country on the planet. It has over 330 million people. It has huge stadiums, fancy training centers, and billions of dollars in sports budgets. And yet, at the World Cup, the biggest soccer tournament in the entire world, the USA gets beaten by countries you might need to Google. So today, we're going to find out why. And trust me, the answer is going to surprise you. Stick around, because by the end of this video, you'll understand more about soccer and about America than most people ever figure out. Let's start with the argument you've probably made yourself. America is rich, like really rich. The USA has one of the biggest economies in the entire world. So shouldn't that mean better training, better coaches, better facilities, better players? Well, here's the thing. Money helps, but money alone doesn't win World Cups. If it did, the USA would have won every single one by now, and they haven't won any. Brazil has won 5 World Cups, Germany has won 4, Italy has won 4, Argentina just won their 3rd in 2022. The USA? 0. Zip. None. But wait, Brazil is not a rich country. In fact, Brazil has millions of people living in serious poverty. Germany is wealthy, but not nearly as wealthy as the USA. So, if money's not the answer, what is? The answer starts with something simple, something cultural, something that has nothing to do with money, and everything to do with what sport a country actually cares about. In America, the sports that get all the attention, all the money, all the TV deals, all the best athletes, are American football, basketball, and baseball. Think about it this way. If you're the best young athlete in America, fast, strong, great coordination, what sport do people push you toward? Probably not soccer. In Brazil, soccer isn't just a sport, it's a religion. Kids grow up dreaming about the World Cup, the same way American kids dream about the Super Bowl. Drive through any neighborhood in Brazil, rich, poor, anywhere in between, and you will see kids playing soccer. In the streets, in the dirt, barefoot sometimes. Soccer is everywhere in Brazil. It's on TV constantly. The biggest celebrities are soccer players. Kids don't want to be movie stars. They want to be the next Pelé, the next Ronaldinho, the next Neymar. And here's the fascinating part. Pelé, the greatest soccer player Brazil ever produced, grew up with almost no money at all. He made his first soccer ball out of a stuffed sock, and he still became one of the greatest athletes in human history. Now compare that to the United States. In America, to play organized soccer, you need money. You need to pay for a club team. You need cleats, shin guards, a uniform. Club soccer in America can cost anywhere from $1,000 to $10,000 per year, or even more. That's just for one kid. And if you want your child to be really competitive, you're looking at travel teams, tournaments, hotel stays. The cost just keeps climbing. This means that in America, soccer has become a sport for kids from wealthier families. And when you cut out millions of kids from poor and working class families, you are cutting out a huge amount of potential talent. Think about that. The most talented kid in a low-income neighborhood in Chicago, or Detroit, or rural Mississippi, if their family can't afford club soccer fees, that kid might never get a real shot. And the USA misses out on their talent forever. This is what soccer experts call the pay-to-play problem. And it's one of the biggest differences between how America develops soccer players and how countries like Germany and Brazil do it. In Germany, the top professional soccer clubs have youth academies, and they scout for talented kids everywhere. Rich neighborhoods, poor neighborhoods, it doesn't matter. If you've got talent, they will find you, and they will train you for free. The German Football Federation actually rebuilt its entire youth system in the early 2000s, after they had a terrible World Cup. They created hundreds of training centers across the country. Every talented kid, no matter where they lived or how much money their family had, could access top-level coaching. And what happened? Just 12 years later, Germany won the 2014 World Cup. That's what investing in youth soccer from every background can do. In the United States, the talent pipeline looks like a funnel. Wealthy kids get in at the top, but the talent pool gets much smaller very quickly, because so many kids simply can't afford to participate. The best athletes in America are not necessarily in club soccer. Many of them are playing basketball, football, or baseball, because those sports have better access, better visibility, and honestly, better paths to professional contracts with bigger salaries. Think about this. The average salary for an NFL player in America is around $3 million a year. The average salary in Major League Soccer, America's top soccer league, is around $400,000. That's not bad money, but it's nowhere close. So if you're a 6'3" athlete with incredible speed and coordination, and coaches are telling you that you could play in the NFL, are you going to spend your teenage years grinding through club soccer? Probably not. Now let's do a direct comparison. Brazil versus the United States. Because this one really puts everything into perspective. The United States has more people than Brazil. The United States has a significantly larger economy than Brazil. And yet, Brazil has won the World Cup 5 times, more than any country in history, while the USA has won 0. The reason comes back to culture. In Brazil, soccer is truly the national game. It's not competing with football, basketball, and baseball for attention. Soccer is the sport. It's what kids grow up watching, dreaming about, and playing every single day. In Brazil, the very best athletes go into soccer. In America, the very best athletes are spread across 5 or 6 different sports. That splits the talent pool massively. Imagine if LeBron James had grown up in Brazil. He might have become the world's greatest soccer player instead. The athleticism is the same, the drive is the same. The difference is which sport a country points its best athletes toward. Brazil also produces players in incredibly tough conditions, which actually makes them more creative, more technically skilled, and more mentally tough. When you grow up playing soccer in a crowded alleyway with a deflated ball, you develop skills that you just can't get on a perfectly manicured suburban practice field. This is something coaches call street soccer skills. The creativity, the improvisation, the ability to think fast in tight spaces. Brazil has it. The USA is still working on it. Let's zoom out and look at the bigger picture. Who are the countries that consistently dominate the World Cup? And what do they all have in common? Germany, as we talked about, completely overhauled their youth system. They invested in coaching, in scouting, and in making sure no talented kid slipped through the cracks. The results speak for themselves. 4 World Cup titles. England is a fascinating case. They invented the modern game of soccer. literally. They wrote the rules. And yet, they've only won the World Cup once, back in 1966, on home soil. Since then, decades of heartbreak. England's problem is actually similar to America's in some ways. Too many top athletes going into other sports like rugby and cricket, a fragmented youth system, and the club soccer culture that sometimes prioritizes making money over developing young players. France has the Clairefontaine Academy, one of the most famous youth soccer academies in the world. It's where Thierry Henry, Nicolas Anelka, and many other French legends were developed. And it's free for talented kids to attend. Argentina combines passionate street soccer culture, very similar to Brazil, with a deep emotional connection to the sport. Soccer in Argentina is tied to national identity, to pride, to everything. When Messi finally won the World Cup in 2022, an entire nation wept with joy. And that's the key word: identity. In the countries that consistently win World Cups, soccer is the national identity. In the USA, soccer is still fighting for a seat at the table next to football, basketball, and baseball. But here's the thing, that is changing. Slowly, but it is changing. So here's the big question. Can the United States ever win the World Cup? Is it even possible? The honest answer is yes. But it's going to take time, and it's going to take some big changes. And there are actually some really encouraging signs that things are moving in the right direction. Players like Christian Pulisic have shown that American kids can compete at the very highest level in the world. Pulisic plays for one of the top clubs in England, Chelsea, and he's proven that American talent can hang with the best. Major League Soccer, America's top league, has been growing rapidly. More top players from around the world are coming to play in the USA. The quality of the league is improving every year. And here's the really exciting part. The 2026 World Cup is being hosted right here in the United States, Canada, and Mexico. That means home field advantage. That means massive crowds. That means millions of kids watching American players on American soil in the World Cup. Hosting the World Cup is a huge deal. It could do for American soccer what the 1994 World Cup did, which was the last time the USA hosted, and it sparked a whole generation of new soccer fans and players. When kids grow up watching the World Cup in their own country, they dream about playing in it. And those kids today, if they get proper support, proper access, and proper development, could be the players who take the USA to its first World Cup title in the 2030s or 2040s. America also has one incredible advantage that not many countries have. It's one of the most diverse countries on Earth. Immigrants from Brazil, Mexico, Central America, Europe, and Africa have brought their soccer cultures with them. That talent and passion is already here. It just needs a better system to nurture it. If the USA can fix the pay-to-play problem, if soccer becomes accessible to every kid, not just those from wealthy families, the talent pool becomes enormous. And an enormous talent pool means more chances to find the next Pelé, the next Messi, the next World Cup champion. So there you have it. The USA isn't bad at soccer because Americans aren't athletic enough or smart enough or passionate enough. The USA is where it is because of culture, because other sports got there first, because of the pay-to-play system that keeps millions of talented kids out, and because soccer's identity in America is still growing. But the future is bright, and the 2026 World Cup might just be the moment that changes everything. I'm Kik, and this has been Kick and Tell. If you enjoyed this video, hit subscribe, drop a comment below with your thoughts, and tell us, do you think the USA can ever win the World Cup? Next time on Kick and Tell, I'll predict who will win the 2026 World Cup, using stats, key players, and a little bit of magic. You won't want to miss it. See you then. Give this video a kick, a like. Hit subscribe and tap the bell for more Kick and Tell.